This morning, a Fourth Circuit grand jury indicted Shanna Gardner for first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and child abuse. This investigation has uncovered the truth of Jared's murder. Henry Tennant did not act alone, Mario Fernandez did not plan alone, and Shanna Gardner's indictment acknowledges her central and key role in the cold, calculated, and premeditated murder of Jared Brightigan.
Now to what's trending in true crime. The woman accused of conspiring with her new husband to kill her ex-husband has new counsel, and he's no rookie to high-profile cases. Shanna Gardner will now be represented by Jose Baez. You may remember him from the Casey Anthony trial. Baez will be replacing Gardner's former attorney, Hank Cox, at her arraignment, which is scheduled to begin next hour. Gardner is expected to be attending today's hearing. Baez has already entered a plea of not guilty on her behalf. So what impact might he make on her case? I want to bring in our guest, the host of the podcast, Pretty Lies and Alibis. Gigi McKelvey is with us. Law enforcement expert Sunny Slaughter is with us. And last but not least, trial attorney Lexi Rigdon is with us as well. Good morning to you ladies. Wonderful to see you all. All right, let's talk. How will Jose Baez change the game? Gigi McKelvey, will you start us off, please?
I think that could play in her favor to a degree. Jose Baez is really good at trying cases, not only in the courtroom, but also in the media. We know what happened with Casey Anthony. Everybody expected that guilty verdict. Everybody was shocked when it was not guilty. I think that's the strongest thing in her corner right now.
I hear you. Sunny Slaughter, to you next, please. Your thoughts on this?
I'm not sure whether Jose can pull this off this time. There is appearing to be substantial evidence against her, so maybe our cool attorney might not be able to ice the jury over this time.
I like it. I like it. Lexi Rigdon, your thoughts, please.
I think it's most important that she has an attorney who has probably the financial wherewithal, because he's a profile guy, to devote all of his time to her case. I think that's the most important part. Aside from having somebody that's high profile himself, they're not going to be constrained by, they're not going to have to go to the state to ask for permission to get a jury consultant, get certain experts. So that's the most important thing. It's not that it's Jose necessarily, it's the fact that she has somebody who can literally devote all of his time to her case. I think that's the most crucial thing.
That's a great point, Lexi. Resources are certainly going to be important for this one. And with Jose Baez, I mean, you can have an attorney who is well-known, well-respected, has had a really great result in the past, i.e. Casey Anthony's verdict, but still have a loser of a case rather, on their hands at trial now. And I mean, I think this is a bad one that he's got to contend with. I mean, really bad. I think this looks horrible for her. Gigi McKelvey, let's talk about some of the bad facts that he's going to have to go up against when he reps her now.
I mean, she's the common denominator in all of this. That's her ex-husband. There was some custody issues. So I think that's first and foremost. She was the last arrest. We've had 2 prior arrests before her, and including her husband. So I really think that it's going to be hard, because I think there's a good chance he's going to flip on her, as well as the other co-conspirator, throw her under the bus, back over her again for good measure. So I think it's all going to be fingers pointed towards her, and that's going to be the uphill battle, aside from whatever solid evidence they have against her.
Right. Gigi McKelvey, my girl, I'm so glad you brought that up. We want to talk about this here and what's trending, the idea of a flip, right? So Gardner and her current husband, Mario Fernandez, are 2 of the 3 people that are charged in Jared Brightigan's murder. Prosecutors believe it was Gardner who orchestrated this hit on her ex-husband, Jared Brightigan, the Microsoft executive. Now, the third person who was involved here is Henry Tennant. This guy's already confessed to being the gunman. He's pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, and he's agreed to testify against the couple at trial. Brightigan's widow, Kirsten Brightigan, a lovely woman, he had moved on, gotten married, started a family with her. She spoke with our Matt Johnson shortly after Shanna Gardner's arrest. And Kirsten had this to say about her suspicions about Mario and Shanna.
Had you suspected that Mario was also involved in all of this?
From very, very early on, I felt, like, obviously I didn't have any evidence, but I felt that Mario Fernandez and Shanna Gardner would be involved.
Is that what made you think that they were involved because he had just left her house?
That and just the fact that he didn't have enemies. So unless it was completely random, the only two people he had trouble with were Mario and Shanna.
All right, so now that Henry Tenon has already become a state witness, will Mario Fernandez do the same and flip on his wife? Let me bring back in our guest, Sonny Slaughter. I want to start with you on this one, please, my friend. Your thoughts on whether they might try to get Mario to roll?
Oh, absolutely. They're going to try to get him to roll. And also, I want you to think about this. MMOF means motive, opportunity, and finances. All four of those things is what Shannon herself personally has. She is the direct person involved. This is her issue. The husband, he's kind of on the side. The gunman, he's on the side. And in order to save themselves, they're going to, really flip on her because she has the money for the high-profile attorney. And they don't necessarily have access to all of that.
Oh, that's a good point, too. Right. You know, when I look at their three pictures, all side by side there, I think with her, if I'm the prosecutor, if I'm the prosecutor, is what I'm going to say. Starting with Shanna, I'm going to say mastermind, middleman, trigger man. So Henry Tenon, this guy, all he has to gain, is finances, right? As you said, Sonny, the finances. He's getting a financial benefit for doing the hit. Mario Fernandez allegedly is the middleman who facilitates this because Tenon had rented off of him. There was some connection with some sort of civil arrangement with a housing. And then, of course, Shanna, who distanced herself and is very, very wealthy, comes from a very wealthy family. Lexi Rigdon, do me a favor. Let's look at the other side. Help me out with this. So let's say you're a prosecutor on this, and you think both of these two, co-defendants are really bad, Mario and Shannon, and you're like, I don't know if I want to give him a deal. Walk me through kind of that process, please.
Right. I mean, they certainly don't necessarily have to, but I think that these people all act in self-interest, obviously. You don't like your ex-husband and you don't like having to share your kids, and so you decide that the best way out of that is to conspire with people to have him murdered. So these people are, regardless of what the prosecutor offers, if the husband wants to roll on his wife, who's already distanced herself from him, I think he's going to do it because these are three people that act in self-interest. They all had their own reasons for doing things, whether it was money, whether it was revenge, whatever it was, and they didn't think about any of the consequences in doing it. They didn't think that they were leaving a 2-year-old in the car that anything could have happened to at the time. They didn't think about, the two 9-year-old twins who would be losing their father and potentially their mother, would now have essentially lost their mother. And so I think that the husband is going to do whatever he needs to do to save his hide.
I'm with you, Lexi. I'm with you. Also, I think something indicative, and this is a great question for you, Lexi. You do family law, right? And when we think about what was going on in the marriage, after this murder happens, Shanna Gardner and her husband, Mario Fernandez, were not living in the same household. He was in Florida. He gets arrested. He's incarcerated before she is, and she stays up in Washington State, and I mean, does not go back willingly, fights the extradition, all that. Your thoughts? Do you think they may be headed for the road of divorce?
I think so, and I think that even if they're not voluntarily headed there, that their circumstances are going to cause them to be divorced. You can't carry on a marriage in two separate correctional facilities. So, assuming that they're both found guilty, then yes, I think that that's probably the likely result.
Great points from you all. Lexi Rigdon, Sonny Slaughter, and Gigi McKelvey. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. Here is what is coming up next, friends, on Opening Statements.
How do you feel right now?
I'm really nervous.
Why are you nervous?
My whole life depends on it.
Where have you been living since you were arrested a year and a half ago?
Leon County Jail.
We're bringing in our body language experts, taking a closer look at Charlie Adelson's testimony. Is his demeanor matching his words?
tragic outcome in this case.
Civil trial that is the focus of the Netflix documentary Take Care of Maya.
How a misdiagnosis tore their family apart.
They continue to accuse Jack and Beata of being child abusers.
Jack called me and said Beata just hung herself.
Is the hospital they're suing responsible for what happened?
The Take Care of Maya trial. Trial coverage today on